Hey guys, this is Mike from BTech Reviews here, and today we take a look at and unbox the Samsung Galaxy A17 5G. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and this is probably going to be the first phone unboxing of 2026. Don't quote me on that, right? But yeah, definitely it's already mid-February and we really haven't been doing any phone boxings because of financial constraints, right? Obviously, you know, the economy's tough, everything's going crazy right now, but I did manage to snag the Samsung Galaxy A17 because right now Metro does have it free with a new line or if you port your number. So I decided to get the phone through Metro by T-Mobile. I'm sure you might see similar stuff going on like on Boost Mobile and possibly Total Wireless, right? So check those respective sites out if you guys want to see or maybe try to get your hands on this phone. So I'm definitely excited to unbox this. Let's take a look here. I'm trying to see if it has like those little things to rip it here. It looks very minimalistic though. Like I'm not going to, I wish I need to get like a knife over here, but I do have scissors. But basically, yeah, guys, hopefully everyone's doing good. Again, not too many unboxings on the channel this year, so I do apologize on that, but I'm hoping that we can get the channel going. I'm focusing on other things like my shoe YouTube channel and just other things in general, right? Looking for other ways on making content and money out there. So let's take a look at the Samsung A17 here, guys. This is definitely a mid-range device. And it's not going to be very expensive in most markets. If you buy this phone unlocked, I would assume it's going to be under the $300 range. Let's see if I can actually get this out without tearing it, because I always end up tearing it for whatever reason. There you go. So right now, just out of my hands, the phone actually feels, it's a good sized phone and it feels pretty good in hand actually. So you can see here, this is like the black variant. Let me see if I can take a screenshot here so we can maybe use that as a thumbnail. Let's go ahead and get this baby turned on here. Let's take a, well, you know what, hold on, before we turn on, let's take a look at the sides here. So we do have volume rocker. It looks like it does have a power button, fingerprint sensor. On the bottom, you do have USB Type-C. It looks like this should be the microphone. Very minimalistic. Let's see if we have a SIM card tray. We do have a SIM card tray. Very good, and that's interesting because this phone did not come with a SIM card, so I'm thinking that Metro by T-Mobile possibly is intending for this to be, let's see, let's go ahead and turn it on as a eSIM, right? So hopefully this thing has juice in it. If not, we might have to connect it. There you go. And I do apologize about that, guys. But yeah, let's while it's getting started here, let's see if we can get more on the specs, guys. Again, the screen looks big. I want to say the screen is at least a 6.7 inch display, but again, I could be wrong here. Let's see if we can get this thing going. Okay, hold on, I'm trying to read off specs here, but it looks like I'm going to have to use AI here. So again, yeah, I'm seeing that the phone is a 6.7 inch screen, clocked at 90 hertz on the refresh rate. On the screen itself, it's Super AMOLED display. It does have an Exynos processor, right? So don't expect a Qualcomm Snapdragon processor in here. It has a 1330 processor, which has been used on many of the older Samsung devices, right? Depending on this version, right, it should come with 4 or 6 gigabytes of internal RAM, which I'm going to definitely look at. 128 gigabytes of internal storage, which definitely for most people should be enough, but for the most part, you know, if you're a heavy picture and video user, 256 might be the sweet spot for you. But at the same time, you might want to see, and I'm going to check out when I open the SIM card tray, right, to see if this has expandable memory. So let's go ahead and do that now, actually, while we're here. I already have my SIM card little tool right here, so hopefully we don't break it. No, I'm not trying to turn off the phone. Here we go. Look at that. It's already giving me a notification saying check SIM card tray when inserting. So there should not be a SIM card in here. So if you look at it, and just so I can kind of show you guys, it does have a part for a memory card. So again, my last couple phones that I've been unboxing, especially from other brands, have not had the SIM card, or not the SIM card, but they're either eSIM only or they don't have a memory card. So that's very interesting. But yeah, let's go ahead and finish getting this set up here, guys, for you. All right, sorry for the wait, guys. I did have to restart the phone a couple times with, you know, setting it and activating it for Metro by T-Mobile. So that took a couple of starts to get it going. But as you can see here, it is set up with 5G. So there you go, T-Mobile on top. So again, guys, Samsung Galaxy A17 5G, again, out of the box. This is running Android 16. According to, from what I read, again, it was an Exynos 1330 processor. And again, just so you guys know, it does look like it's an octa-core processor. But, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry about that. But anyways, it does look like, let's take a look at the GPU stuff. So again, Samsung Android 16, Mali G68, again, resolution is 1080 by 2340, and display PPI is 386. So really not too bad as far as display goes. I've never had an issue with Samsung displays, even if it's like one of these type of displays. I am noticing issues with the UI because it did update to the latest version of One UI. Again, I don't know if it's just buggy on my end or glitchy. But like I've been going back and forth right now, and it's kind of just, you know, not where I want it to be, I guess. So let's take a look here. Let's go to device here. Let's see. Interesting, but yeah, it does only have 4 gigs of RAM. So again, this Metro by T-Mobile variant, if you decide to get it, and only usable is 3.37. So you're not even getting the full 4 gigs of RAM. So that's interesting. So I could tell right out of the gate that this phone is a little bit stuttery, right? Again, it does look like a nice phone, guys, all the way around, though. Like, you know, it does have a nice camera in the back from what I'm seeing here. Definitely the camera is a very good looking camera. Let me see if I can get that going. But it's got that 3-camera setup. And and for the most part, I'm pretty sure this will not record in what do you call it, 4K, but let's go ahead and find out in the camera app. Again, I'm having issues with this also. I don't know if what's going on with the actual power button itself, but like when I'm turning it off, I already have my fingerprint set, and it's, there you go. I still have to swipe up, and then it's asking me for a pin, so I need to go into the settings. I think I did that by accident when it comes to the actual like settings. So I need to go in there. I know it's not me. I need to go in there and check the settings before we close out today, guys. But yeah, for the most part, again, guys, this thing does have Bluetooth 5.3. It does have NFC, so if you guys connect your Samsung Wallet or GPay to this, you're going to be able to go out and use this in locations that take, you know, Apple Pay and Samsung Pay, etc. like that. Again, expandable memory up to 2 terabytes. So you guys did see that we did have that expandable memory there. Again, going back to the camera, guys, camera is a 50 megapixel on the main, and from the looks of it, it has a front 13 megapixel, which unfortunately is a teardrop. Camera sensor, which I'm not ever a huge fan of those teardrop sensors. And excuse the glare, but it's just not my thing. I prefer it to blend in or not have that little teardrop. But again, I believe there is a setting to get rid of that. I tried using it earlier though, and it wasn't letting me, so I might have to go back and make another video on this, because it has the unboxing experience honestly has been a little bit frustrating for me. So I can say first off that the Samsung A16 felt a little bit better when it came to usability on this. But anyways, can't knock on it. Again, the phone is still, you know, setting up. I did try to download all of the updates. Like, so you guys usually complain that that I don't let it install whatever apps and updates it needs to install. This time I did, and this time I'm still getting a lot of bugs. So again, just so you guys know, on the battery, it is a 5,000 milliamp battery, and it does have 25 watt fast charging. So if you have a 25 watt brick cable, or like let's say your car outputs that with its little charging brick, then you'll be able to charge it in a good amount of time. I would say half the battery in at least 30 minutes. That's what we get. But yeah, I want to check out the camera real quick, guys. Let's bust out our Pokeball here, and we'll test out the camera for you guys here, just so we can, let's take a look. It says tap quick controls, yada yada yada. So as you can tell right away, it does look very similar to the Apple portrait. And let's go ahead and just take a quick picture. Let's see if I can focus on this really quick. First picture with with this. Shout out to Tito. I know he loves playing Pokemon Go. I don't know if he still plays it. Even though I tapped to focus, it does still seem a little bit, maybe it's because of the glare, because I did have a little bit of a glare, but it does look a little bit not great. I'll tell you that much. But usually, even with these mid-range devices, I don't have issues with the camera. So let's see. Let's go to video here on the bottom. And again, this is just, again, I just literally opened the box and I just literally got this going. So with the 50 megapixel camera, I am able to use a 0.5 X shot. So in case you want that wide range, you got 1x, 2x, all the way up to 10x from what I'm seeing here. We'll go back to 0.5x and then 1x over here. Let's take a look at the top left. It looks like you can only record in full HD, which is 1080p, or HD, which is 720p. It doesn't really give you any other options as far as that goes. Let's click this. Let's see what it tells us here, if anything. Here we go. So it does give us some more information. We can change it from 16:9 to 1:1 to full. I'll leave it on 16:9. You can mess with like the actual filter itself, right? So if I wanted to make it look a little bit vibrant or whatever, you can change that to other settings here. So like saturation, contrast, etc., like that. You can change all that. Definitely. So that's pretty good as far as the camera settings go. I won't complain too hard about that. It does have panorama. It does have a food, I guess, setting, hyperlapse, right? Slow motion, macro, and a pro mode, which again, pro mode lets you tweak with all the settings. And of course, a night setting, right? You can't go wrong with any of that. Oh yeah, I always like to take a selfie. And you can see here, like, that it feels really buggy. To me, it feels really buggy. And again, I'm shooting on the Pixel 9 Pro over here, which definitely is a steal. Let's go ahead and take a picture. Took a minute to snap it, right? You know, it's definitely a budget phone, guys. You can see my gray hairs. I just cut my hair today, though, so definitely does look good, though, for that front-facing camera. Like, you can see the details. You can see my wrinkles in my face and everything like that. My face has gotten chunkier over the years, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and go home here, and let's go ahead and show you guys which apps this comes out of the box with, right? Again, you have pretty much most of your Google apps. Now, of course, there is apps that you're not seeing, like Google Gallery. I like to use Google Gallery rather than Google Photos, but you know, usually Samsung has their own like gallery apps, so I shouldn't have any issues there having to go and download it. Again, there's apps that unfortunately I was forced to download because of Metro by T-Mobile, so I'm gonna have to disable some of the apps. But like Circle K, Candy Crush, Monopoly, Pinterest, I didn't want any of these apps. This is just bloatware that unfortunately I was forced to download. And look at that. Some of it you can uninstall right off the gate, but like I don't. What do I need Circle K for, right? So a lot of this stuff you can just uninstall, but if it doesn't let you, you'll have to go to the application settings under the actual main settings to get it going. Candy Crush, like, who plays that in 2026? Come on, guys, let's go. I'll go ahead and uninstall that. So I'll go ahead and finish that off later, guys, but for the most part, you do have a set of Microsoft apps, which again, my M365 Copilot, which is like their AI, OneDrive, LinkedIn, and Outlook. And then, of course, your Google apps, but of course, your basic apps like Gallery, Calculator, you know, nothing too crazy. Again, I did download Geekbench. I'm tempted to, like, you know, run a Geekbench with you guys here while we're here, but I want to try to cut this video as short as I can, guys. But yeah, guys, definitely, you know, just be weary of this if you decide to order the Samsung A17. You know, this is just an unboxing. I'm not really 100% giving my, you know, full opinion on it just because I haven't had the phone that long. Yeah, it's a swipe to unlock. Like, it's not. I feel like it's not taking my fingerprint sensor, and I don't know, like, I don't know what all this stuff is. This is all new. Like, I've never seen, like, I feel like they're throwing ads at me on the home screen, but I know that this is something I can fix. It's like kind of like a news thing that you can click on here. But anyways, guys, let me go ahead and see if I can fix the fingerprint first before ending the video, and then we'll go ahead and close out. Okay, guys, so I did manage to fix the lock screen. Apparently, I guess I didn't have my fingerprint set, even though that's what I had at the beginning when I was starting the phone, right? When I was getting the phone set up, it asks you to, if you want to do fingerprint, and I did set that up, but I guess I don't know what happened, it disabled it. But also the original lock screen was taken over by some sort of custom lock screen that Metro by T-Mobile installed, which I hated. So like up here on the top right, it allowed me to disable it, and I was able to disable it. So this is what the lock screen should look like, right? And again, you can see here that my fingerprint is working flawlessly now, and I have no issues with that, guys. So definitely after installing some apps and disabling some apps, the phone seems to be a little bit more usable, right? So again, guys, this is just a quick unboxing of the phone itself. I'm going to try to make a couple videos on this phone, because I am really going to try to use it over the next month or so, just to kind of play around with it, see how a phone like this works out. But again, also test out the camera as well. I'm definitely interested to see how this phone camera works and how it handles, right? So we'll see how it goes. 50 megapixel camera, but not just that, it does have an ultra wide and a 2 megapixel macro. So I'm definitely gonna plan to get out there and get some shots done on this. And of course, you guys know I'm gonna do a live stream eventually. When I have my next day off, I'm gonna do a live stream on this and let you guys see what this phone looks like when I'm live streaming on the Metro by T-Mobile network. So again, guys, this is Mike from B Tech Review signing off. If you guys like the video, please smash that like button, comment down below your favorite part about it. Again, this video was a little bit janky halfway through. So again, and check out the rest of my videos if you guys like on any of the other Samsung phones that I've done. Check out my other videos on the cheap tech that I like to unbox, and we'll see you guys next time, okay?